Oh, yeah.
Hello and welcome to Josh and Jack's News.
What are you doing?
Sorry, I just had
something else?
Instant flashback.
That was a long time ago.
Anyway, welcome to OAKS Online.
Series 3, Episode 8.
I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Cocoa Bean.
And this episode we've got so much in store for you guys at home. And we've even prepared a little song to...
This is the Christmas special. Have we not mentioned?
Yeah,
and we have so
special.
much planned for this episode.
So, and this is basically what we've got coming up at the OAKS Community Church for Christmas. 1,
2, 3, 4.
This Christmas,
Here's what we've got planned.
we've got a Christmas Eve party.
It will be grand.
Next year, well, we haven't thought that far.
But this is what we've got this year.
This year,
Blue Christmas.
carols round the campfire
Christmas Day service.
with John Firmer. So yeah, as we
If you're
say,
interested in any of that, make sure to come
lot
along.
planned. Carols round the campfire, 6:30 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Jack, you went to that last year, is that right?
Yeah.
Was it a real campfire? Is that not some kind of hazard?
No, it's more of an overall experience.
Oh, right.
Because we don't really want to start a fire. That'd be terrible on Christmas Eve. So it's like a little lights.
Ah,
It's really good. I definitely
that
recommend
sounds
going.
really good. I went to.
That's Christmas Eve.
I
That's
might be
6:30.
going to that. And what about Blue Christmas? When's that?
Blue Christmas. That's Friday the 20th. That's Friday the 23rd of December at 2 p.m. And that's right here if you want to come along.
Sounds fun.
A quiet, reflective space to explore what the Christmas story has to offer.
Beautiful. Thanks, Jack. So
Okay, Josh.
yeah, that's really great. So on to the next part now. I'm really chilly today.
Oh, just a marshmallow.
Oh, here you go. Have a marshmallow.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
They're really nice then. Oh, nom. Anyway, yeah. Is it true we've got a video too? Sure?
Yeah. Well, hello everyone. I haven't been on OAKS Online in a while.
No,
I
you've
forgot what it's
not.
like to sit on this sofa, but seeing as it's Christmas,
Yeah. You're
Hannah,
back.
yeah, I'm back. But Hannah and I picked a video, didn't we,
Yes, we
to
did.
show to you boys about what happened that first Christmas.
When was that?
When Jesus was born.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So we thought we could watch that together and see what you guys thought.
Cool.
Want some more marshmallows for the movie? Or?
No,
I'm
we're
good.
alright.
Right.
We've had enough. They're quite sweet, actually.
Okay. Ready?
The ink.
Oh.
The Gospel of Luke. Luke investigated many of the earliest eyewitnesses of the life of Jesus and then composed this account.
And the story begins up in the hills of Jerusalem, the place where Israel's ancient prophets said that God himself would come one day to establish his kingdom over all the earth.
In the city is the temple, run by the priests, and one of them, named Zechariah, was working in the temple when he had a vision that freaks him out. An angel appears and says that he and his wife will have a son. What's this all about?
Well, Zechariah and his wife, we're told, are very old. They've never been able to have children. And Luke's setting up a parallel here with Abraham and Sarah, the great ancestors of Israel, because they too were very old and could never have kids.
Yet God gave them a son, Isaac, which is how the whole story of Israel began.
And so Luke's implying here that God's about to do something that's significant for this people once again.
The angel tells Zechariah to name the son John.
And then he says that this son's going to fulfill a promise of Israel's ancient prophets, that somebody would come one day to prepare Israel to meet their God when he arrived to rule in Jerusalem.
Because right now, Jerusalem is ruled by the Romans.
Yeah, specifically, it's governed by a man named Herod, who's a puppet king under the Roman Empire. And so the Jewish people wanted nothing more than to be free and govern themselves in their own land.
So this is shocking news. Everything's going to change. God's on his way. But how is he going to arrive?
Well, to find out, Luke takes us out of Jerusalem and then up into a small town in the hills of an out-of-the-way region called Galilee. And there we find a young woman named Mariam, or we call her Mary. She was engaged to be married.
And then an angel appears to Mary, saying that she's going to have a son.
She's supposed to name him Jesus, which in Hebrew means the Lord saves. And he will be a king like David, who will rule over God's people forever.
And then Mary asks, okay, well, how is this possible? Because I'm a virgin.
And she's told that the same Holy Spirit that brought life and light out of darkness in Genesis chapter 1 is going to generate life inside her womb. God is about to bind himself to humanity through the conception and the birth of the Messiah.
And so Mary goes from some backwoods no-name girl to the future mother of the king?
Exactly. In fact, she sings a song about how this reversal of her own social status points to a greater upheaval to come. Through her son, God's going to bring down rulers from their thrones and exalt the poor and the humble. He's going to turn the whole world order upside down.
So when Mary was really pregnant, she and her fiancé Joseph had to go down to Bethlehem.
Yeah, there was a decree across the Roman Empire about new taxes, and so everybody had to go get registered in the town of their family line.
There were so many visitors in Bethlehem, they can't find a guest room.
And so the only place they can find is a spot where animals sleep.
Now nearby were some shepherds with their flocks, and an angel appears, which of course freaks them out. But they're told to celebrate, because tonight in Bethlehem, a Savior has been born.
Yeah, they're told to go and find this baby, and they'll know that it's the Messiah because he's going to be wrapped up and laying in a grimy feeding trough.
Yeah, which is pretty gross.
Totally. And then these shepherds, who aren't very clean themselves, they go and find the newborn Jesus in this really dingy place, and their minds are blown. They go home wondering what on earth is about to happen.
And this is all really strange. I mean, if God's really coming to save the world, this isn't how you would expect him to arrive. Born in an animal shelter to a teenage girl, celebrated by no-name shepherds.
Exactly. I mean, everything is backwards in Luke's story, and that's the point. He is showing how God's kingdom was first revealed in these dirty places among the poor, because Jesus is here to bring salvation by turning our world order upside down.
So, what do you think to that video?
I think it's interesting. It's good retelling of the Christmas story, and I actually learnt some new things in that, so yeah.
Did you think that's what we were going to show you, or did you think it would be the classic traditional
I thought it would be
Christmas
the
story?
classic story.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you say the classic traditional as compared to that retelling
Like-
of it?
Like, Jesus in a barn, 3 shepherds, 3 wise men, here's the gifts.
Yeah.
Done.
But do you think that story is actually in the Bible?
I'm
No,
not sure,
I don't
I've
think so.
never really...
I think it's been like passed down throughout generations and like twisted a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not like the full version.
Yeah, so when Hannah and I were looking for a video, we wanted to really show exactly what's in the Bible.
Yeah.
And we looked at quite a few different ones, didn't we? And some were really cool, weren't they? They were like
Yeah.
set in modern day and stuff, but they
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
explain the whole story, so in such a short time. But yeah, the 3 wise men thing isn't true. Like, they weren't just 3 wise... They might have been 3 wise men, but there might have been more. And they came to visit Jesus when he was sort of a toddler,
Yeah.
not when he was...
Not when he was
They were
first
late
born.
to the
Yeah.
party.
And obviously in that clip that we just saw, it shows you how Jesus was... The conditions that Jesus was born in were pretty...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gruesome.
Yeah, they weren't great, were
And
they?
yucky,
Mm.
bit grimy and all that.
Is that how you would have thought that the Son of God would be brought into the world?
Not off the top of my head, no.
What would you have thought,
You'd
Josh?
think
Like a castle.
yeah, you'd think if it's God himself, he's going to do some kind of dramatic opening, the heavens, you know,
Yeah.
thunder and lightning,
Well,
then,
yeah, it's cool.
like, you know the start of Mr. Bean? right?
No.
What?
Bean has fallen.
And then it's like Mr. Bean, like at the spotlight, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd
Like
think
falling
he'd do it
from the
like
sky.
that,
Right.
but he doesn't. He's just like lowly guy in a normal
Did he
state.
come out of like Mary?
Yeah,
Like they had to like actually like have birth?
yeah,
Yeah.
gave birth, yeah.
What did you think?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know if he just like appeared. Never really thought.
Well,
No,
it
she
said
gave
Mary was
birth.
pregnant, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know. If,
Do you know how babies like?
yeah, but like, did they not like a doctor to like take the baby out?
No,
No.
Who took the baby out then?
Well, she'll have
donkey.
gave birth to him in the stable, whoever was there to
Yeah,
help.
Fair enough.
Joseph will probably have helped.
Yeah, Joseph.
Yeah.
And maybe some other people, not
The
sure.
shepherds.
I was
They
speaking
weren't
to,
there. Oh, yeah,
they weren't there yet, but I was speaking to Andy Gore recently, you know, from the Baptist.
Was he there?
No, he wasn't there at that point.
Yeah.
He was
Shepherds.
telling me that he told me something that I hadn't realised, but that obviously it probably would have been quite shameful for Joseph's family. Like, you don't really hear a lot about Joseph. We were saying this, weren't
Yeah,
we?
yeah.
For him, you think, like, you know, he's pledged to marry this woman and she's now pregnant from God, which people probably wouldn't have believed.
Yeah.
And he goes back to his hometown, and then basically there wasn't any room for them, but that also, because he brought so much shame on the family, they think that, you know, he would have been sent to this place where the animals were. And it wasn't like this nice barn that we think of with, you know, hay on the ground or whatever. It was like, it was probably all stone, and the actual manger was probably just carved out of the rock, which I never knew either.
No, I didn't know.
Andy
How
was
do you know
explaining That's what Andy Gore was telling me.
Oh, right.
And about the
Smart
timing
man.
of things and stuff, how it's
Yeah.
all skewed,
Yeah.
but we don't realise. Because, you just hear the traditional story and you
Yeah.
don't think it's
Yeah, definitely.
explained how the conditions that Jesus was born in and how smelly it would have been, and you know, not very hygienic for a baby to be born in those conditions.
Definitely.
So quite weird how he was there to flip stuff on his head. Do you think that's still what we should stand for? Like, you know,
What, babies being born in dirt?
no.
What do you mean?
Like the fact that Jesus came to turn everything on its head, is that what we now need to do? You know, he was quite the rebellious character really at the time. Is that what we're called to be, do you think?
I'm not sure.
What do you think, Jack?
Maybe. It's like,
It's not a trick question. It's okay.
depends like who you are and what you think needs doing.
What do you think needs doing, Emma? How do you think the world needs to change?
I think that there is a lot that we can stand up to, and I think particularly at this Christmas period we should maybe be bearing in mind that we are very fortunate.
Yeah.
And you know, there are lots of people that are not as well off as we are, or you know, we can get wrapped up in the hype of Christmas, can't we? And we perhaps need to be thinking a bit about that at this time of year and hold it in, you know, hold it lightly, because the real meaning of Christmas is what we've just watched just now, which is very different to the perfect idea of Christmas that we have.
Yeah,
Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm always like, oh, I can't wait to have a massive meal and open my presents.
Yeah.
But they're forgetting about like the true
Yeah,
meaning.
indeed.
Yeah.
And what actually happened on that first Christmas.
Yeah.
It wasn't perfect, was it?
Not at all.
It wasn't,
Okay.
you know, if anyone's having a hard time at school or that we know, especially at Christmas, we might be able to say, well, actually, you know what? The first Christmas
That's not even the meaning of Christmas.
wasn't
Yeah.
great.
No. And yet here we are.
Joseph
praising
probably
the Lord.
wasn't allowed to celebrate the birth of his wife's baby, the Son of God, because it wasn't
No.
his
It's
baby
sad
and would have
that.
brought
Yeah.
shame on his
You don't really have a
family.
choice, do you?
I feel bad for Joseph.
I feel bad for Joseph.
We were saying that, weren't we?
Yeah.
But he stuck by her, didn't he? I mean,
Oh, he did, yeah.
if you had a visit from an angel, you might think, oh, actually, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Take this seriously.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we don't think about those things, do we?
No.
Often. So, no, it's good.
Mm.
Do you have any other observations or anything? Josh, you said you learnt new things.
Yeah, I learned the reason they go into Bethlehem, how they had to go there. Because I thought they just lived there.
No.
But it's interesting
Yes.
that they had to like trek so far while she was pregnant.
Yeah.
So yeah, really interesting video.
Yeah, imagine Mary travelling all that way
Yeah.
when she was heavily
Yeah.
pregnant on a donkey. Pretty tough.
Donkey, yeah.
do
Not
like
like
donkeys.
Donkey and Shrek.
You never know.
Maybe.
Anything you want to say, Hannah?
I don't think so. Just that I like that version because it is in a lot more detail than the stories we hear. You know, like you learn about it in school and stuff,
Yeah.
but actually you don't really know about the certain details. So I like the videos that we were watching as well. How we were saying now, it can be from different perspectives. So you know, the modern day ones, I really like them because it was like some of the things you never really think about when you're listening about the story. And again, how you think about Joseph, how I feel so bad for him, but I would never have thought about that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Without
I agree.
learning about.
So this is just like part one of the story, isn't it? Christmas is a
Yeah.
really exciting time for all of us because we get
Yeah.
gifts and what have you, but it's not the end of the story. So we can put the links to the videos below this one that you and I
Yeah,
watched,
yeah.
and we can show you guys the other ones. But we would encourage people to read the rest of the story, wouldn't we? Because
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
go on, Josh.
What's myrrh? You know when they give gold, frankincense and
Isn't it
myrrh?
like perfume?
Yeah,
It's
I
like
think it's a fragrance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack,
Lovely.
well done.
What does it smell like?
I have no idea.
Can you, like, is it still a thing now?
Probably.
Might get some.
It's probably really expensive though.
Yeah, it's weird to spell into it, hard in Scrabble.
M-Y...
It's like got like no vowels in or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
Okay, well, thanks for that, Jack.
Yeah.
so funny.
On that then, yeah, so we just encourage you to explore the rest of the Christmas story and
Yeah.
Jesus' life story.
Because then he goes and gets lost in the temple.
Oh yeah, and then his
Yeah,
parents
when
get
he's a kid, he does,
triggered
yeah.
at him, and then he. Do you reckon, right? Because he is God, his parents could ever get angry at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they did.
Yeah.
But it's God, so like,
He
Yeah,
doesn't.
but
I
he's
don't
like-
go, oh God,
Yeah, but he
like.
was a child.
He's like a normal child.
If he like started throwing like rocks, well, no, he wouldn't, would he? Because it's.
Well,
His
like,
mum
would he?
said to him when he got lost, like, why did you... I can't remember exactly, but like, why
How
would
would
you do
you-
this to me kind of thing.
why,
Yeah,
how
how would
would
you
you
do that?
question it? Because he's God, he knows what he's up to, doesn't he?
But does he know
Yeah,
he's
but
God?
he won't know he's God. It's
He
just
didn't
like
know he
a-
was
I don't
God.
know, does he? I'm asking.
He's probably just like a normal child.
Did
No
he-
one
do you
thought
reckon-
to tell
When
him.
did he know? At what point?
Can you imagine?
Yeah, because he starts like in like the New Testament. He's like, oh yes, water, wine.
But that was when he was old.
He must have. Well, yeah, when
So
did he find out?
The
broke the
penny must
news?
have dropped at some point.
I don't know. Let us know what you think.
Maybe
Yeah.
God spoke to him, but isn't that him talking to himself?
I don't know. It's very confusing.
It
is.
On that note,
On that note, that's a Christmas well done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas episode well done. Christmas
Merry
special
Christmas,
well done.
everyone, and we'll see you next year.
We'll
Merry
see you
Christmas
for our
and a
Christmas
happy
special.
Merry
New
Christmas.
Year.
We
Merry
hope
Christmas.
to see you at our Christmas events.
When the snowman
Man brings the snow,
snowman
brings the snow,
just might like to know.
Just like mine.
You put a great big smile on somebody's face.
Knocking on your door. And when you need more,
Just make a list and Santa will
please, sir,
come in.
I want some more.
I won't.
Decrease the.
An angel came to see Mary. She was doing laundry, and then the angel just appeared and she was really scared. So Gabriel was like, Mary, you're gonna have what? I can't say it good. Mary, you're gonna have a baby. You're gonna have a baby, and you will call him Jesus. And then Mary was like, I'm not gonna have a baby yet. I'm only a teenager. I'm not married. Then the angel Gabriel told Joseph that Mary is not lying. You are having a new baby. And so they met up. They went to Bethlehem, which was Joseph's old town. They ride a donkey. I don't know. A camel. Oh yeah, a camel. She said, this donkey's fast. They tried to go to a hotel and they asked the keeper for a place to stay. The keeper said, we have no rooms. Literally no rooms. So Mary and Joseph walked away sadly, but then he said, the only place here in Bethlehem that you can stay is a stable. And then he just pointed the way and they followed. When the shepherds were taking care of the sheep, then they saw angels. The angel said, a new baby is getting born, who is King of the Jews. The angel was singing. Glorious. And then the shepherd said, I think we should go there and meet him. The second, I think, said, yeah, I agree with you. And the other said, yeah, me too. They had to walk through a bunch of grass and bushes, maybe have to camp out a night. And then the wise men heard about it, and then a star appeared. We should probably follow that star. It's pointing down to the barn. So maybe we should follow it. Maybe. So the wise men went to Jesus. They gave them gifts. A stuffed animal, like a hippo one, that I have at home. Some diapers And some wipes, and some milk, some shoes, some Jordans. Gold ring and Latimer. And I don't know how I would survive in that barn. Too stinky, too crowded, and ugh. I think he probably pooped because the room was very smelly. Thank you for coming. He's adorable. He's gonna be our best friend. I love you, and you the best baby I ever seen. There, I said it. The new baby is gonna change the world.
Ding dong, drum-fueled Christmas. Oh, and look, it's not just lights, it's sirens as well. It's the local 5-0. Oh, the 5-0 are here. I'm gonna have to run, guys. I'm really sorry. It's Nicaragua all over again. I'm so sorry. Wow. After a quick run-in with the Rosses there, wow, this is fantastic. It's like Christmas came early. Turn the camera around. This place, the Civic Centre, a local landmark, and it looks even more magical than it usually does with all these beautiful lights.
Right, we're now on our way to Poundstretcher because they might have some Christmas lights in there.
Merry Christmas. Well, aren't they fantastic? They're stocking the shelves, they're checking it twice.
Let's go in.
They're gonna find out if they've got any rice. Let's go and find out for ourselves as we look inside Poundstretcher and discover some of the goodies they've got in here. And wowee, it's absolutely stocked up for Christmas. This is some glorious Christmas lights and all sorts of decorations in here. And as you emerge out of Poundstretcher yet again, you can truly see the lights. But well, folks, if you thought the Civic was a magical spot, then this isn't far off. Jack, tell them where we are.
We're at the barn.
Johnny Barn.
Blue lights, blue lights. More blue lights, the better.
If you're feeling blue this Christmas, not only do we have our blue Christmas service, but we also have John Field Barn. If you're a fan of the colour blue, so
And a bit of red.
bit of red over there as well. They've really covered all their bases.
And they've also got the lights.
They've also got the white, and
I like that one. I like that one.
that's called just a spotlight. And frankly, above it, you've got the eternal light of the moon.
Hello there.
And that's why I think Journey to Bethlehem is an absolutely rubbish idea. Yeah, I totally agree.